Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the CEO of Global Innovation Strategies and your success strategist, bringing you week 13 of Spotlight on What's Next 2026. Today, we're talking about from transformation to institutionalization, making change stick. Over the past several weeks, we've moved through a deliberate leadership progression, establishing trust as operational infrastructure, pushing us to convert trust into traction, and then challenging us to ensure transformation is both inclusive and equitable. Today, we're going to address the next leadership question. Once transformation begins, how do we ensure it lasts? Because in 2026, the risk is no longer failure to change. The risk is in that the change doesn't hold. So our new emerging leadership reality across industries, government, defense, technology, and enterprises, our organizations are launching a myriad of transformation initiatives, deploying AI-enabled systems, advancing workforce and operating models, driving innovation at unprecedented speed. And yet a familiar pattern is reemerging. Progress is achieved, momentum builds, and then quietly those solutions regress. Why? Because transformation was executed, but it was never institutionalized. So the next leadership shift is that high-performing organizations in 2026 are recognizing a critical distinction. Transformation changes outcome, institutionalization changes behavior. And behavior, when changed over time, is the ultimate results sustainment. This is where many leadership efforts fall short. We love to launch initiatives, communicate vision, deliver early wins, but we fail sometimes to embed ongoing decision rights, accountability structures, reinforcement mechanisms, and ways to capture system memory. The result, change is highly dependent on the people and leaders in place, not the systems to maintain it. And when people change, progress gets reset. So our three leadership moves for week 13 are: first, to codify what works. If a system, process, or initiative is delivering results, capture it, not informally, but structurally. This includes decision logic, ownership clarity, process pathways, and most of all, success criteria. Because what is not codified cannot be scaled, cannot be taught, and most of all, cannot be sustained. Thus, institutionalization first begins with clarity. Number two, embed reinforcement loops. Behavior does not change just because it's announced. It changes because it is reinforced consistently. Leaders must align incentives, recognition, performance expectations, and yes, even consequences to reflect the desired future state. Because what gets rewarded repeats, what gets ignored disappears. So without reinforcement, transformation ultimately fades. And number three, build decision memory. One of the most overlooked elements of sustainable leadership systems is decision memory. Organizations often make decisions, execute actions, and move forward, but they fail to document why the decision was made, what trade-offs were considered, and what conditions influenced the outcome. Without this, the same decisions are revisited time and time again. The same debates are repeated in many different meeting settings, and the same inefficiencies reappear over time. So institutional control requires that systems and solutions remember, even when their peoples, leaders, and staff move on. So the system design is really the differentiator. The leadership environment in 2026 is being defined by accelerated AI decision cycles, increasing organizational complexity, workforce mobility and transition at very high rates, and continuous disruption. So, in this environment, organizations that institutionalize effectively will sustain performance gains, reduce decision friction, strengthen resilience, and scale with consistency. Organizations that do not do those will relearn the same lessons over and over again, lose momentum considerably between leadership changes, experience hidden regressions often, and struggle to scale beyond their individual leaders and or near-term teams. The difference is not in the level of effort. The difference is in the systems we design to carry the movement forward. So systems, not effort, determine whether progress compounds or ultimately disappears. So our Work 13 reflection is to take a moment this week to consider, where are we relying on individuals instead of systems? What progress is vulnerable if key people step away? Which decisions are repeatedly revisited? And what have we improved but not yet embedded? Because sustainable leadership is not measured by what changes, it is measured by what remains improved. So our week 13 action: identify one transformation effort that is currently delivering value. Then ask, is it documented? Is ownership clear? Is it reinforced through incentives or expectations? Would it likely survive a leadership transition? And then take one step to institutionalize it, because progress becomes power only when it persists. So our closing thought for today is that trust enables scale. Traction drives movement. Transformation expands impact. But institutionalization is what makes it all last. And in the leadership landscape of 2026, the organizations that lead will not be those that change the fastest. They will be those that ensure their change endures. This is Dr. Rhonda Farrell again, wrapping up Spotlight on What's Next 2026, Week 13, from transformation to institutionalization, making change stick.